That's how I was gonna intro the podcast. Was like really kind of heartfelt here. I just was like, in one of those states last night. And I want to say I love you guys to death.
Us?
Yes.
Oh,
and everyone and Ken, of course, love the viewers too.
What about F?
And everyone and Ev and Ev.
Weasel,
No, like all the boys and everyone that we're connected to. Like, you guys continue to impress me more and more every day than ever. Like it blows my mind.
I'm gonna start crying.
Yeah, everyone does. Like everyone does better every day. Maybe not actually if you look day to day. You know what I mean? But like, sometimes people are sick. Sometimes we're off. But I mean, it's like crazy that we just get better and better. And so I love everything that we're doing.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Mike.
Like,
hey, we love you too, bro.
I just couldn't even think of anything better in life.
I know, it's crazy.
I love our fans, our supporters, and I feel like we've said it before, just steamrolling forward just on the start of things.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just also interesting. It's like I might go 2 days without speaking to Ryan, not for any particular reason, any of you.
Yeah.
But it's like you just are right back at it.
Yeah.
Or vice, and I might be pissing one of you off, or one of you might be pissing me off. But it's like it's like being in like a really good relationship. Ruin the moment. It's like being in a really good relationship where you just know, even if like you're both pissed at each other, you just know that it's all
we're
good.
Still good.
Yeah.
Deep
It's
down.
all good, and it's always felt like that, but more like that than ever. Not that we've had any more issues than ever, but that's the best part.
Yeah.
Like knowing the next morning, like you can still come to anyone with whatever.
Yeah, I think everyone is just kind of like finding their place more than ever, and just like doubling down and just like really trying to perfect what we do.
Dude, I agree. It is I love you guys. And I was thinking about that too when I was listening to the Full Sam podcast coming out here. They were in this huge heated argument going back and forth with each other, and like it was like this whole thing where I don't even know if you guys listen to it, but these two guys, like, basically they were part of this YouTube group, but they mostly just work together. Like they're like, if you don't need anything from me, don't talk. And it was like this, it was pretty heated. And I was thinking to myself, I was like, God, it doesn't even seem like we even really get in arguments about anything anymore, which I think came with our age, like our maturity of it. Like we'll maybe have a dispute on how something should be done, but it's never like heated or like blood boiling. And like we've all gotten a lot more cooler headed in our
age.
Yeah. And also even maybe just a better perspective on things, which goes to show because you were just, what you were just saying. Like, I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's been fun. Coming up on 7 years.
That's crazy.
It's
all good until somebody spray paints without opening the door,
I did open the door. It just got a little fumey up here.
Literally 5 minutes before we started the podcast, Ryan was spray painting his new vehicle. Maybe it's out yet. Maybe it is. I don't want to spoil it. And I'm upstairs. Dude, it smells like fucking spray paint in my office. CJ, same. Micah, it's fine. It doesn't smell in mine.
For no reason. Just
Ryan, crack the fucking door.
I did have the door cracked. And then I opened them more, and then they were too open, and then I closed them, and then they weren't open enough.
We're screaming from all of our offices. Yeah.
dude, so people are probably like, spray painting his new car.
Yeah, I know.
It doesn't make a lot of
Yeah.
sense. It'll make a lot more sense. You want to just say it, actually? I guess give the podcast.
I
listeners-
kinda-
it's
I was-
fine.
Hey, you guys can get the inside
Yeah.
look. I bought a Hummer.
And Hummer H2.
H2.
It's
Dude,
a
big
legendary.
Girl.
It's a chicken nugget cinder block on
Dude,
wheels,
cinder
bro.
block for sure. I remember people like, didn't Ryan like want a Hummer when I told him that you got one? I'm like, yeah, he
Yeah,
really
I
been
have.
looking.
I've
Not
wanted
a
one
new
too.
Hummer.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
a
yeah.
Hummer
2005.
EV. 2005 Hummer. The classic, what I think of when I think of a Hummer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not the truck Hummer, like
Nope.
just
Dude,
the
it's beautiful.
square box
It's beautiful.
Hummer.
Yep.
You've officially etched yourself. I shouldn't say etch, but you are officially living the lifestyle of a true celebrity.
I know, in 2005.
In the year
Yeah.
2005. Yeah.
Dude, like every rapper had a Hummer. Bam Margera had a Hummer. Like if you were just like, I don't
was
know,
just
they're
a
just
move.
sick, dude.
Does it
NBA player. How's it feel when you're driving it? Like what kind of
Yeah.
feeling does it give you? Do you feel like, man, this is a cool car, or like, holy shit, I could hit any car or anything on the side of the road and I would run it over? Like what do you feel behind that steering wheel?
Both. Funny enough, I was driving home and there was a couple deer and they weren't getting out of the way, and I kind of just like started driving towards them. I was like,
Really?
let's do
Let's
this.
see what happens.
I mean, he got out of the way and I didn't actually run
could just
over a
bump
deer
him.
on purpose. But yeah, you feel like in a giant vehicle, you feel really safe. So that's good. Like I don't feel it because in my cabriolet, which is tiny, I feel like I'm gonna get run
Damn
over
near
by
fit
everything.
the cabriolet in the Hummer. It's
Yeah.
on 37s.
Yeah,
Like,
it's already on 37s. It does suck. Occasionally, you'll click through like the information screen, and the miles per gallon will come up. And I've been averaging like anywhere from 7 to 9,
Wow.
which
That's
is pretty
bad.
bad.
It's not,
Not
a
even
lot
double
worse than
digits.
your TRX was, though. What'd you
No.
get in your TRX? Probably 12?
like 16 on like a good
Oh, okay.
day,
Holy
down
shit,
to like
that's really
14.
better.
Yeah. So
The-
I mean,
the
double.
only-
I thought you got
Yeah,
worse gas
literally.
mileage than that for some reason.
that's insane.
only
The
when
only
you're running
upside
it.
to that, then, there's not truly like not really an upside, but the car was much cheaper than your TRX. Like
Yeah.
you do have a little bit of money left over for fuel.
Yeah,
Much
So-
cheap, dude. He spent 10 grand on it. You literally cannot buy a vehicle that drives down the road and is not a safety hazard to you and everyone else for 10 grand anymore.
Yeah,
Maybe the car market is starting to come back down,
It
but
is.
like the fact that you were able to pick that up for 10 grand, I think is
It's
really
semi-
good.
That was a
unique
steal,
vehicle.
I thought.
So I mean, it kind of was. So this I won't make it in any video, so we can talk about it. But literally, the first day I drive it here, turn it off, and I just left the keys in the ignition. Go to start it, and it wouldn't start. And I was like, "Crap! I killed the battery, or maybe it's a bad battery, whatever." So I jump it, starts, drive it to my girlfriend's apartment, which is in DL, and it's right behind an O'Reilly's. So I kind of know I'm probably going to have to jump this thing in the morning. So I was like, I'm going to park over by O'Reilly's so then they can help take care of it in the morning. Like I had it all planned out.
Nice.
But I was hoping that when I took the keys out of the ignition, it wouldn't die. So it wasn't like a guaranteed dead vehicle. Anyway, we get there. Sure enough, I go out in the morning. It won't start. And it's just the starter's clicking. And I'm like, oh man, must be a battery. We go get the jump pack. Doesn't start it. We go get someone's truck. Won't jump start it.
Oh, so it was bricked.
Yeah, and I'm like, dang. And he goes, it kind of sounds like the starter. I was like, it's not the starter. Put a new battery in. Doesn't start.
Oh, no.
And then they were like, it's definitely the starter. So I go in, my buddy Lauren in there. He's a beauty at O'Reilly's. Takes care of me, and he goes, I got this guy. We call him Spaz. Spaz will come over, and he'll change the starter for you. So I got a new starter put in right in the O'Reilly's parking lot for $60.
Man,
Too good.
that's service.
Yeah.
That's
We got to
service,
hire
dude.
this guy.
I know.
$60?
Yeah, did you-
Drove-
in the freezing cold?
It
That
was
was colder than
freezing.
shit out yesterday.
Yeah, so he drives over to O'Reilly's, parks next to the thing, pops the wheel off, replaces the
What?
starter right from O'Reilly's. And
Did you get Spaz's number?
no, I didn't actually. Lauren brokered the deal.
Why do they
That's
call him
so awesome.
Spaz?
I don't know. I didn't ask, but he was like,
Don't want to ask.
He's good shit. He's good shit. Don't
Okay.
worry about the Spaz thing. I was like,
Don't worry about the bad thing, but do not come when he's here.
yeah, I didn't even have to
Do
be
not
there.
come.
I just gave Lauren the keys. I was like, here you go. Deal. Have at it.
That might be part of the reason why when you said, okay, I'll take it, and the guy selling it goes, really?
I did call him and I was like, hey man, this happened. Is there any did you ever have any issues with it?
Any warranty from a corner store auto salesman?
Yeah. And so he goes, no, when I walked out, it started right up. Like I just put a new battery in it last year. I didn't even have to jump it when I started. Like, I'm sorry that the starter went on. He's like, I'll stand behind it. I'll pay for the starter. I'll fix it if you want all that. And I was like, nah, it's fine. I got Spaz working on
Yeah, I
it.
got Spaz.
No, I think that guy was good shit.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
he
Yeah,
wouldn't have
no,
tried to rip
he
you
was.
off
Yeah.
at all.
That's
He's a good
awesome.
guy.
Man, that is funny.
It
The
puts
day
us.
after you buy it,
I did think, I was like, God damn it. I should have just spent a little
little
more
more.
and gotten like a reliable vehicle, but it can truly happen to anything. And hopefully this Hummer goes for 1,000,000 miles.
how okay, so we did the math the other day. If you were to drive it 100 or
A million
what's it at
miles.
right now?
It
Like
250.
250. All right. So if you were to drive it 750,000
miles.
more miles to 1,000,000 miles, how much would you spend in gas?
We're going to, I mean, if we did it
Let's just say
nicely
you're at
and say
10.
we got 10 miles per gallon, that would be 75,000 gallons of gas. And
Yep.
we'll say 350 for gas. That would be $262,000
To drive his Hummer.
Holy, that's just the gas.
just gas. Not anything that happens along the way.
Oh, man.
All the road Mountain Dews and stuff like that.
Exactly.
I'm just glad you got it, though, honestly. because I've always wanted one, and now I'll just drive it a little bit when you let me, and I'll get that fixed.
You get the same.
Also,
feeling.
yours looks sick. I feel like if you get just a new set of wheels that are a little bit lower offset, so there's some poke.
Yep.
It's gonna look badass.
I think I'm gonna wrap it.
Little
too.
buff job. Oh, wrap it? Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be sick.
I brought it to Shining Armor Buddy, and I was like, "Hey, here it is." And he's like, "I can fix this," but he's like, "All the big scratches, like we can fill them in, we can do whatever." But he's like, "You're still gonna see it." And I was like, "I'd rather spend the $2.5 grand on a wrap as opposed to paying him to level 3 correct the
Yeah, I guess it
entire
would be
giant
like the
black
same
car."
price.
So
What color?
I was thinking matte black. I feel like that's just, it's maybe a little too standard, but it would look good.
Oh, it'd look really good. And then because you have the gloss black window tint, the gloss black wheels.
I wish they still made a gas Hummer,
Yeah.
and even if it just looked like that,
Just
still,
just something
but
like
it was just
that.
a little bit more updated.
I agree.
I would probably have one.
When you park it next to the Broncos, first of all, it's massive, and our
It
Broncos are
literally
pretty
dwarfs Ken's Bronco with a 4.5-inch lift on it. My
Yeah.
Hummer looks huge next to it.
Dude, I feel like the Broncos are a modern day Hummer, like
They kinda
almost,
are.
but
Yeah.
they don't have that like
They're a little more Jeepy.
baller
yeah.
image though to them.
Yep.
But